Are you sure you're free? What else would I be doing?
Hey everyone, this is Jeff 101 Bronson back today with another monthly collection video update. This one for the month of November 2025. A little bit more than the last update, which was combined for 2 months, which was September and October, of course. For November, of course, we have Black Friday, so I did capitalize on one or two deals. Um, I'm continuing also my reading journey with Stephen King. I will get into that as well. First of all, I hope you're all doing well out there, and I just want to say quickly, just to plug some of the content that's going to be happening on the channel here. You might have already noticed, but the Westerns for Life podcast is back in full force now. We've recorded quite a few episodes already. We've got a few episodes in the bag, new ones. Um, Sadly, it will not be with Dan from the channel Dan's Movie Cave or Talking Movies and Westerns for Life podcast. He's had a few channel names over the years. For of course, for personal reasons and for other commitments, Dan will not be able to make it for the podcast anymore. But Carlos and myself, with the blessing of Dan, have decided to continue with the podcast. So, right here on this channel on 101 Bronson will be all the old episodes that we still have, because we lost a few of them, sadly. Just couldn't be helped due to circumstances, but the majority is still there. And on this channel, there will also be, going forward now, all the new episodes from the podcast will be dropping right here. As a matter of fact, our very first new episode will be dropping on the day that I'm recording this. This might not be the day that this is up on the tube, but on the day that I'm recording this, we will be dropping our 30th anniversary episode of The Quick and the Dead from 1995, which that's going to be a good one. That's a good episode. I'm looking forward to that dropping, and hopefully seeing a good reception to it and all that stuff. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's get into the update for November 2025. Starting with the books, let's continue the Stephen King reading journey. So last month, I showed you a few of the books that I picked up of Stephen King. I'm still currently in the process of reading this mammoth, The Stand. I got a little reading lamp now, actually, as well, to help also note where I am. I'm at page 612 from about 1,200 pages, so I'm a good midway through the book right now, and I'm really enjoying this book. This is definitely it's getting really good, and more on The Stand in a bit, because I've also picked up the mini series of The Stand, which I'll be showing shortly. Now, before The Stand, I should have actually read one of his Richard Bachman books, Rage, and I should have read Night Shift. If I'm really going by publication order, which I kind of am, I should have crammed those in between. But like a numbskull, I did not know that those two were before The Stand. So I just read Carrie, Salem Slot, and The Shining pretty much all back to back, then went straight into The Stand, and then I realized, oh shit, I need Rage and um, Night Shift, the short story collection. Now, Rage, Rage is a it's a funny one. It's a peculiar one. It's a controversial one. It's out of print, that book, Rage, on its own. You have to pay massive amounts of money if you want a copy of Rage on its own. You can still get Rage through the Bachman Books collection, either on paperback or hardcover. Obviously, hardcover is going to be a little bit more expensive, so I opted for the paperback edition, a vintage one, a second-hand one, probably a sixth-hand one, because this definitely has been used a bit. But I've got a copy of the Bachman Books, so I do have now a copy of Rage. I'm ashamed to admit that I paid a little bit more for this than I wanted, considering the condition it's in. But I get it. Rage is out of print. It's a controversial story about a school shooting. So obviously, you know, Stephen King decided that wasn't really good to be out there in the world, especially in these days where that has become even more and more of a thing. Sadly, I'm sorry to say. But yeah, now I do have a copy of the Bachman books, which is not just Rage, it's also The Long Walk, Road Work, and The Running Man. Now I do have The Running Man on a separate edition in the Dutch version. I will definitely get a different separate edition of The Running Man in the English version, because I do really like The Running Man, the book. For Road Work, if am I gonna get a separate edition for Road Work? Probably not. I've heard it's not the best work of his. The Long Walk, I definitely will, because I've actually seen the film The Long Walk. I haven't read the book yet, but I've seen the film and I really love the film, so I cannot wait to actually get a separate book edition of The Long Walk. Mostly I got this one just for Rage, obviously, and I guess I will keep it for Road Work as well. So the two of this I will read is probably Rage and Road Work. But here it is. This is some nice yellow pages. Do have a nice old book smell to it. I do like that. I kind of do like having some of these vintage editions. You know, they're a little beat up and stuff. The spine is still in excellent condition. No creases in the on the spine. Obviously, a few bits of damage in the corners and stuff. But overall, it's a pretty solid edition of the Stephen King, the Bachman books. So yeah, I finally got one of the rarest Stephen King book, which is Rage. Rage is, it's so rare. Again, if you want it, you have to pay for it. Luckily, this one, I was able to get this one compared to the price I paid for that. I got this one for a tenner, for 10 euros. I got the Night Shift short story collection, again with similar. I guess I'm going for these kind of covers, the Ultimate Storyteller covers from Harder Books. Harder. In the UK, they put these books out with these covers. I do like these covers, and I do like the big Stephen King splash on it, the font there. They look nice on the spines as well. So yeah, Stephen King's short story collection, Night Shift. This one features the short stories. I think there's 20 of them in here, which is a lot, because I'm only familiar with the Ian Fleming James Bond short story collection. Fleming had like what, 5 in his first short story collection, about 3 or 4 in his second short story collection. And Stephen King has like 20. The short stories in this are Jerusalem Slot, Graveyard Shift, Night Surf, I Am the Doorway, The Mangler, The Boogeyman, Grey Matter, Battleground, Trucks. I think that inspired Maximum Overdrive. Sometimes They Come Back, which that's a good TV film. Sometimes They Come Back. I've seen the film version of that, the adaptation. Strawberry Spring, The Ledge. That's of course in Cat's Eye. The Lawnmower Man. Oh god. Quitters Incorporated, Quitters Inc. That's of course in Cat's Eye as well, with James Woods. I Know What You Need, Children of the Corn. The Last Rung on the Ladder, The Man Who Loved Flowers, One for the Road, and The Woman in the Room. And those are the short stories that are in there in that collection. So I'm looking forward to, after I'll probably do this after The Stand. I think I should do Rage after The Stand. If I'm really going in publication order, I think it's Rage, Night Shift, and then The Stand. Again, I'll start with The Stand already, so I'm going to finish it. Just to, I guess, kind of a palate cleanser after, again, this monster of a book. Have a few short stories that I can just pick up, and I think I'll probably do Night Shift after The Stand, and then try and attempt to get into Rage. I've already kind of peaked in that book. I think Rage is only 160 pages or so, so it's a short Stephen King novel at least. Let's see. Yeah, because here, this is where The Long Walk starts in this book. And this is the last page of Rage. Oh, it's only 150 pages. So yeah, Rage is only this amount. So okay, maybe I'll do Rage then after The Stand, because it's pretty short, to be fair, but we'll see. After The Stand, it's definitely good to have a shorter, compactor, more compact Stephen King story. Anyway, that's it for the books. I will get more into Stephen King in a bit. We have a few other non-Stephen King films and stuff to show. Yes, I do. We do have a few Stephen King adaptations and Stephen King inspired films in the update, so more on that in a bit. First point of business for the Blu-rays that I picked up this month. I finally got a much needed upgrade for one of my favorite Al Pacino films, and I'm not saying that sarcastically if you're going to see what this is, because I do really genuinely enjoy and love this film. 1991's Frankie and Johnny, romantic comedy. This one released on Blu-ray by Imprint in Australia. finally on Blu. I've been begging for a Blu-ray for this film for years because I've had the I still have the DVD. I'm looking at my Pacino collection over there. The DVD, nothing's wrong with the DVD. It's good picture quality and stuff. It's a good transfer, but it's so underrated that it never even got a Blu-ray until now. Blu-ray's been around since 2006, right, or something like that, right? And now in 2025, almost 20 years after the concept of Blu-ray was introduced, now we finally have one of my personal favorite and most underrated Pacino films on Blu-ray. So I'm happy to finally have this, and I'm happy to finally add this to my Pacino collection. Frankie and Johnny on Blu-ray. Nice thick slipcover. It's kind of hard to get the Amaray out. There we go. Do have different artwork on the Amaray. I think this is the original theatrical poster. This is the artwork I'm familiar with because this is on my DVD as well. But I am familiar with seeing this poster as well. Al Pacino, Michelle Pfeiffer. It's a lovely romantic comedy. I've done a review of it, so I'm not gonna get into it too much here. If you guys want to see my full thoughts, if you guys want to hear my full thoughts, rather, check out my Frankie and Johnny review. That's a little shameless self-plug. Next up, I picked up 2 more Don the Dragon Wilson martial arts films. Now, last month, or for the last update, I should say, you guys did see that if you watched it, you guys did see that I picked up the majority, or, well, yeah, pretty much all of the Blood Fist films with Don the Dragon Wilson, except for the very first one, which I did see on Amazon Prime, but now I finally got it on Blu-ray from Germany. So this is the original 1988 or 89, I think. Blood Fist with Don the Dragon Wilson, and as you can see there, Billy Blank's in it as well. Produced by Roger Corman. This one set in the Philippines. There's the Blu-ray disc. So yeah, finally, I do have all the Blood Fist films now with Don the Dragon Wilson. Next up is another really good one that I did see on Amazon Prime, and I was like, okay, I gotta get a copy of this for my Don the Dragon Wilson collection. This is a very underrated one. This is a very good one, very solid one. I think even Don himself says this is one of his personal favorites. It's Red Sun Rising with a really good cast in this one. You got there Michael Ironside in this one, Mako is in this one, Soon Tak O is in this one, James Lewis the villain. A lot of cool character actors that I'm definitely familiar with. And yeah, Don the Dragon Wilson himself says this is one of his personal favorites, and I can definitely see why. This is a really good story, really some good fight scenes, some good good action scenes. Red Sun Rising, I definitely do recommend. That's from the mid-90s, by the way. That's like 94, 95, I think. It does not say it on the back, so don't quote me on it, but it's definitely mid-90s, I think. Anyway, that's it for the for the non-Stephen King Blu-rays. Now we do have a few more Blu-rays which are Stephen King based. Now this one I've not read the novel, but I had seen this film many years ago. 1984, I think, 83. It's Drew Barrymore in Firestar, or Stephen King's Firestar. This Blu-ray from Germany. Some new original artwork, I guess. Kind of wish they would use the original like poster art, but that image right there. But no, Firestar, directed by Mark Al Lester, who did Commando and Showdown Little Tokyo, 2 of my favorite action films, some of the greatest action films for me that I can watch over and over again. Firestar, I do like the film. I do like the story of it with Drew Barrymore's Charlie McGee, and so on. Marty Sheen is in, and George C. Scott, Louise Fletcher, some really great people in this one. Is it the best film based on the Stephen King work? Probably not. Is it the best Stephen King book? Again, probably not, but I haven't read it yet, so I definitely am going to read the book and kind of compare it to the film. That's actually something I might do in a challenge, like book versus film, because I have a lot of novels and stuff that were turned into films. I have the Godfather novel. Obviously, I have all the Bond novels. I have the Harry Potter novels, and now I'm really working my way through Stephen King novels. So that's a feature I might do in the challenge, like compare books to films and adaptation, and what got transferred into the adaptation, what got lost in the adaptation, all that stuff. But yeah, 1984 is, I think, Firestarter. Yes, it is 84. It does say it on this Blu-ray. Next up, I've read the book for this one, and I've seen the film many times, but never owned it. This is the original. Forget about the crappy remake, and the same actually can be said for this, because I'm sure the remake sucks, except for the John Carpenter music in the remake. But this one, the original 89, Pet Cemetery. Sometimes that is better. Great. Oh, what's that guy's name? Gwyn. Oh, Fred Gwynn. That's him. Fred Gwynn. Yeah. I always remember him the best from My Cousin Vinny personally. You know, the two youths, two what? Where he plays the judge and he constantly is battling with Joe Pesci. But you know, the original Pet Cemetery, the little creepy kid there who was actually in Kindergarten Cop. But isn't he the kid that says, "Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina"? I think it's that kid, right? And he's fucking creepy in this one. He's adorable in Kindergarten Cop, but he's creepy in this one. But yeah, the original Pet Cemetery. The book is definitely I will class the book better than the film, but it's a good adaptation. Yeah, but the book definitely hits you right in the hits you right in the stomach. Well, the film when I rewatch it, to be fair, during the pivotal scenes, oh yeah, I definitely related to it. But in the book, of course, it goes into more depth. And I haven't seen this particular one yet. I'm waiting till I finish that massive book that I'm reading. But I have picked up, like I said earlier, the Stephen King, The Stand miniseries from 1994, the original miniseries, not the one that they did a few years ago with Whoopi Goldberg. I've heard terrible things about that one, but I've heard good things, mostly good things about the original Stand here with a slipcover on Blu-ray German edition. Again, I've not seen this. I'm waiting till I finish the book. Again, that could be an idea. Compare the miniseries to the book. Once I too many stuff, too many things in my hands. Once I'm finished with reading it and then watching it, because I think this is like 6 hours or so, which definitely I think for that book is needed. I think you would even need 10 hours for that book to really get everything in there. I know Gary Sinise is in it, Molly Ringwald. It says all the actors on the back, but I don't know what roles they play. So I'm not imagining any of these people for the roles in the book in my head. So it's going to be interesting. Are they kind of similar to what I'm thinking? How I envision the characters in my head. Now Molly Ringwald being built high definitely gives me suspicions that she might be playing Franny, and I'm not really seeing Molly Ringwald as Franny in my head when I read the book, but we'll see when we I could do a live stream on this now, on my expectations for the miniseries and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that. Let's swiftly move on. We have a few 4Ks and a few more Stephen King films on 4K. This one, hands down, one of my favorite books, if not my favorite book from Stephen King that I've read so far. I'm yet to pick it up in the English language, but I've read it a few times in a Dutch translated one. And the film is one of my favorites, hands down as well. It's right up there with The Shining for me. The Shining, as you know, is my favorite horror film of all time. It's probably my favorite Stephen King adaptation. Well, Stephen King is probably going to hate me for saying that, but no, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is probably my favorite film based on the book of Stephen King. But this one is right up there. It's David Cronenberg's The Dead Zone with Christopher Walken. The ice is gonna break! Gotta get that in there. But again, Marty Sheen in this one as Greg Stills. So I hated that character in the book, and Marty Sheen definitely fits that character very well in this one. Yeah, 4K from Scream Factory or Shout Factory. What is it? One of the two. Got this. Again, I love this film. This is one of my favorites, so I definitely had to get it. Surprisingly, I did not own this one before. It kind of was tricky to get a Blu-ray copy of it for some reason, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's get the 4K. More Stephen King again, another one of my personal favorite films right here, and the other one it's considered as one of the best films ever. I do like it, but I don't love it as much as the other one. Now it's a double bill, 2 4Ks for the price of one, literally, because I paid 30 euros for this one. Usually that's the price for one 4K, but The Green Mile and The Shawshank Redemption. The Green Mile is the one that's my personal favorite of these two. Hands down, any day I'm going to take Green Mile over Shawshank. I do like Shawshank, like I said, but I do think it's a slightly overrated, a little bit, right? Again, I love it. Nothing wrong with it. I love the performance by Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins. And the warden in Shawshank, I mean, he's a despicable, evil bastard. But The Green Mile, man, Michael Clarke Duncan as John Coffey, Tom Hanks. I'm not a big Tom Hanks fan, but this is hands down the best Tom Hanks role that I've seen. This is hands down the one, that I'm gonna always remember him for. And just the amazing cast in this one. Oh my god, Percy, right? The character Percy. Even more of an annoying shitbag than the warden in Shawshank, if you ask me. Like Percy, man, if I can ever punch a fictional character in the face a few times, it's fucking Percy from the Green Mile. Nothing against the actor, right? I'm not one of those guys who's gonna send death threats to the actor and stuff. Like, no, no, no. I get it. The guy's playing a part, right? I'm talking about the character, the fictional character. I would punch him in the face so many times. But yeah, no, it's 2 4Ks for the price of one. Again, Green Mile. Green Mile is one of my personal favorite films. That's definitely a tearjerker film for me. That every time I watch it, I cannot sit through that film without, getting the old waterworks going. Shawshank, a little bit less for sure, but the Green Mile, like I said, that always gets me going. Uh, always gets me emotional. That one. Uh, this one gets me emotional, but this one gets me very excited and very hyped. A very different kind of emotions. It's the 4K of the 1985 Cannon film classic, Michael Winner classic, Charles Bronson classic. It's Death Wish 3 on 4K by Kino Lorber. I never thought I would see the day that this film got a treatment on 4K, but here it is, Death Wish 3. I mean, come on. What's not to like about Death Wish 3? It's silly, it's campy, it's over the top. It's pretty much Bronson turning urban Rambo. Uh, it's fantastic. Death Wish 3. It's not my favorite Death Wish film. That honor goes to Death Wish 2. But Death Wish 3 is hands down the most entertaining film. If you just want to have a good time, you look through all your Death Wish films. There's 5 of them. Yeah, there's not a remake, if you ask me. There's only 5 of them. If you just want a good Sunday afternoon watch, Death Wish 3, baby. So yeah, Death Wish 3 on 4K. It's got some good special features on there as well, like audio commentaries and stuff. So definitely recommend it to check out that release. And then last up, I finally caved because there was a Black Friday sale. I finally caved and I got the Sean Connery James Bond 4K collection, which is this one, not the ugly steel books with the lazy. Holy shit! They actually got those pictures on the back. I just noticed. These are the images that are on the steel books. Yeah, just few stills of Sean Connery. Those were the steel books. Holy shit! I'm only just noticing that actually. No, I like this motif much more. It's still lazy. It's still kind of, you know, is this really how we celebrate these iconic films? It's like really, but this, at least this features a little bit of original poster arts, right? A little bit of You Only Live Twice there, a little bit of Goldfinger there with the fingers. I don't know what that. Oh yeah, that's Goldfinger as well, the Golden Girl. I was gonna say I see the frame or something, but I can't really. And of course, the Japanese writing, of course, over it again, Japanese posters and stuff. I'm promoting You Only Live Twice. Is this the best? Again, no, but this is the best of the worst, if you ask me. Don't even get me started on the singular editions. I'm gonna put a little screen cap of one of them on there, but don't even get me started on that fucking stuff. But anyway, we do have the. There we go. Open it up. This is the German edition, by the way, the German release. But we have Dr. No here from Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, and Diamonds Are Forever. So all 6 official Eon produced Sean Connery Bond films. I mean, I get it. They're kind of doing these in like the actor volumes, but they should have added the George Lazenby film in this one. How else are you going to release that? Because Lazenby only did 1. You could have made this the 60s box set and maybe, exclude Diamonds. No, that wouldn't work either. The 60s and early 70s era, maybe you could have done a box set of 7 films up until Diamonds Are Forever of the first. I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like, what are they going to do with Majesties? Because that film I would love on 4K, and obviously they can't do a box set for Lazenby. So how the fuck are they going to do that? Maybe they're going to bundle up. I'm thinking this is 6 films. Maybe they're going to bundle up Pierce and Dalton. That would be 6 films. And maybe they're going to do a 7 film box set with Lazenby, Dalton, and Brosnan, because then you have another 7 film box set coming with Roger Moore, because Moore has done 7. Maybe they're gonna do it like that, like 6 for Connery, then 7. If it turns out they're gonna do that, I said it first, by the way, so just so that everybody knows. But I've checked out the transfers here and there a little bit. The transfers, to me, they look good. I've heard some, you know, mixed reviews on the transfers and stuff in the audio. The audio track, this one does include the original monos, and I'm not really a stickler for like, oh, gotta be the mono, it's gotta be the mono. It's like, nah, I don't really care. I got a surround sound and stuff, I got speakers, I like to hear stuff from all over the room. But the Dolby Atmos tracks that are on here are problematic though. So for this one, I will make an exception. I will watch these with the original mono audio. Because apparently the Atmos actually distorts here and there and actually cuts out some of the lines when actors are speaking and stuff. I've seen some examples. So that's definitely a thing. So I'm gonna go with mono on this one, but usually I'm not really too much of an audiophile, and I gotta be like, oh, it's gotta be mono. It's not the original mono. It's like a crappy remake. DTS sucks. No, fuck that. I like DTS. I like fucking Atmos and stuff. I like to hear stuff around the room. But anyway, rant over. I'm sorry about that at the end there, but again, it's a problematic release. It's not well, slightly problematic, but definitely controversial for you know, it divides opinions. So I just need to say my opinion on it. But anyway, that was it for the update. I hope you all enjoyed, and again, I hope you're all doing well out there. And if you do like the content, leave a good old like on there. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you want to see more of these kind of videos. And again, if you want to see more content in general, because I don't just do these kinds of updates. I do a lot of things on my channel, of course. But do consider giving me a subscribe and all that stuff. And if you really wanted to support the channel even further, you can consider becoming a member, which is available through the membership programs that's now available there. You can be a full Tash Bronson, or you can be a mustacheless Bronson. Either way, you're a Bronson. And that's always an awesome thing to be. But anyway, with that having been said, stay safe and healthy out there. Keep punching. And we'll see you in the next video. And so long for now. Have a good one.